barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Oh.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
I don't want to look at that. Content warning. This is a horror game and is not intended for all audiences. Alright. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Hello everybody and welcome to Slay the Princess, a game that came out last year, a game of choices, a horror game of choices, a horror game that is a love story of choice makings and multiple endings and fun times. So I'm super excited to get into this game in all honesty. So my name is John Michael with the Association of Gamers. Let's get started. Chapter 1, a hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Cabin in the woods.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Princess in a cabin in the woods. There's a princess in the cabin in the woods. There's a princess
You're
in the cabin in the
here to
woods.
slay her.
Oh.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I don't much like being told what to do, but the game is called Slay the Princess. Can someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to go off a monarch. Viva la revolucion. Wow. Silently continue the cabin, turn around and leave. Okay, let's just start our first save. Or write the first save of the first save. Let's just ask some questions.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
That seems bad.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
You can't just play into my own ignorance of the situation to as if I'm on some predestined divine mission to kill a princess. I mean, I'm going to kill the princess because I've started up a game that said slay the princess, but like, you got to give me more than that, right? You don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Have you considered that maybe the only reason is just because she's locked up? Yeah.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
A philosophical debate.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
So why can't we just leave her in the cabin?
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
But then at that point, it's a chicken.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Thanks for just telling me what to do, Mr. Narrator, sir.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking.
Got one choice. That's to proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
All right. We could. Or we can just give the big middle finger to the narrator. Because there's the voice of the hero here who's just like, no, this isn't right. Let's follow the voice of the hero. Let's do it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Ew.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Or letting her go.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Hey, it's me.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
It's very Jason Statham kind of voice.
You. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm here to save you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you. Continue. Just checking in on you. Hi. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Okay.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Hello.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Wasn't the other chain?
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused.
Nope.
There's a lot riding on you here.
Pretty girl.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Shush you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
That's right. I'm doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Shush.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope. Sorry.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Shut up. Shut up, narrator. I'm going to check upstairs. My key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Oh, you sound so sweet.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeesh.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here, you attempt to make your way out of the basement,
skip that.
But the door at the top of the stairs...
Sarah, if we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out of it. If it meant we could finally be free. That's what he
Is
said.
someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Now who did that?
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
But we're gonna save the princess.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
At least we're gonna be together forever.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Oh.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
I don't want to look at that. Yeah.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
Right.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Okay, well, here's the big decision, right? All comes down to this. Save or slay it. She was kind of freaky, biting her whole skin and into the bone off. She's desperate, and she's pretty. Creepy, pretty, creepy, pretty, creepy, pretty, creepy, pretty, creepy, pretty, pretty. Is she pretty enough to outweigh the creep? There's that scale. Let's do the math. All right.
Fine.
Yeah, well, hey, listen.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this
Don't look at me with those eyes. Don't look at me with those eyes.
Her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Why is she just ripping it like that?
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
It's okay, I made enough for both of us.
No, she didn't.
Also, why isn't she chained up by, like, the
softly
waist
as her
or the
gaze
neck?
meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
It's not as pretty
How is
without
she
her
still
hand.
smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She's a demon. She's a
Thank
witch.
you. Now let's get out of here.
I don't want to go anywhere with you anymore. Okay, we only have the one choice. Cool.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
See, now I'm letting you be the hero.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Being manipulated.
What are you doing?
No. Oh, hey, look. Had I not, I would have never seen.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
She dead? She done?
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Okay, here we go. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She gonna kill us?
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Yikes.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
I didn't do a thing.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Put your hand down. I don't want to see that.
I'm sorry.
Ah! Just.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Alright.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Well,
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
well,
Everything goes dark,
well,
and you die.
well. Oh, the damsel. I thought this was a love story. I was very
You're on
sad
a
there.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that, you're here to slay her.
Okay. No. Okay, listen. But no. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. Proceed to the cabin, turn around, and leave. Wait, hasn't this happened already? I'm getting a terrible sense. But I
I
died.
can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh, hello, hero.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Yes.
Our beloved? Ah,
Oh,
so all
shoot.
of the cards are...
Our beloved, yes, you ought to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Okay. You should know that we and the princess are in
We'll
love.
see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Hopefully more than that.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
That's
You were the
possible.
one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her.
Oh, so you do remember, hero?
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
He's talking to me.
Anyway,
fourth
I
wall
believe
breaking.
your
I
second
like it.
question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're
Is that
asking
what I
that,
sound
it
like?
sounds to me like you're making
What's
the
the point
rather
of doing
dangerous
anything?
assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
So I'm going to talk from now on.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Dastardly scheme. But if there's just infinite universes that exist, does that mean the end can never be brought down to everyone?
Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Just double down.
That's right, you can't stop all of us.
We're just gonna double down.
We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyway. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call. Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was able to kill me last time was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
He is quite smitten, isn't he?
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's...
Okay.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Fascist.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
No.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from...
Alright, to the cabin. Let's go see our beloved.
A warning. Before you go, she will lie.
Yeah,
we
you said
already
that.
told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the
I
heart.
do.
My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind.
Save the princess, save the princess, save the princess, save the princess. We're saving the princess, we're saving the princess. This time we're not gonna die.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner.
Indeed.
The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Right. And then there's the window, and then there's a mirror, and then there's...
The blade is your implement.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. This whole cabin is different than last time. Approach the mirror, take the blade into the basement.
Very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
No, I was paying attention to the beauty of the princess.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Well, that's false.
So focus up. That's because there isn't a mirror.
Well, that's
There's
also
a table,
false.
the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else. There's definitely a... There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
She'd probably look beautiful in it.
In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
We see a mirror with our 76 eyes. 76 eyes. Why would you lie about? What's the point? I want to look at them myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
And it must look good for the princess. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Looks quite like a mirror, except there's no reflection.
This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how... But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Am I a bird person? I mean, my hand is definitely like bird-esque and a feather. Okay, I'm a bird person. Yeah, let's grab the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table.
It would be difficult to save the
the world without a
princess.
weapon.
Save the princess.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
If I would have just repeated all the same decisions with the new voice, I wonder what that would have looked like.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries...
Hello?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
I can hear wedding bells already.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Yes.
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Oh, I came back all right. So I have
Did you
been here
hear
before.
that? She said we're dashing.
We are quite dashing. Look at me.
And she called us a hero.
That's right.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
It does.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
What? You died, and now we're talking.
Don't just so nonchalantly.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
Don't justify yourself.
Okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
No, it's not.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
Oh. Why is him capitalized?
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I mean, not necessarily.
Then I didn't end the world.
There we go. She said it.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
There we go.
Not so sure.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chain. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
He's so...
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Right. Here we are again. At the decision. You know, we're doubling down.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
Alright.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths. And if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Jeez.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked.
Hey, she's
damned.
intact, everyone.
We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We beat the game, everybody.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat?
You know what we'll do if you try it.
You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world?
What does she want to do?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
That's right.
You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
Yes.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? Alright. I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Something isn't right here. I'm sorry. Well, that doesn't seem right. That seems aggressive. That seems a little passive-aggressive.
That sounds perfect.
Why'd the music change?
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope
Look how happy
for
she
the
is. This isn't a
entire
bad thing.
world.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Well,
that's a familiar move.
Jacked up. Hold on now.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Yeah, same. You think you can open it? I think we can open it if we try together. I think I've got this.
Okay.
Together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Together, forever.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door. Together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
Okay.
You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Uh-huh.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
That seems manipulative.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening, and then you step outside. Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Uh-oh.
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Uh-oh.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Uh-oh.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Oh. She don't get the chance to make the jacket. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? I'm begging you, don't do this.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Ew. You're alone in a place that is empty, and it is quiet here. Oh. You're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Ugh. All right. Attack the entity, destroy your body. Whoa. All right. Well, here we are. And we're going to end this episode here. We have a lot to explore. We have a lot to figure out. That's for sure. But the romantic in us came through and we saved the princess. Maybe next time we'll slay the princess. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please go like, share, comment, subscribe. Guys, go check us out on Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. And as always, stay safe, stay kind, stay tuned for more. Slay the Princess. Thank you, and bye-bye.